All right. Welcome to the Weight She Carries podcast. My name is Vimbai. I'm your host, and I have with me a woman who I met on the YouTube, which is, kind of how we're meeting people. We're meeting people online. So I'm so delighted to be able to have Rose Tsalwa here with me. Rose, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Vimbai.
Yes, you got that right.
I hope I got it right.
You got it right. And for those who are watching, we did not practice that. She didn't practice my name. So she got it on the first try. So that's awesome.
Yes.
Yes. So Rose, you are a busy, busy woman these days because you have a newborn. How's your baby?
She's okay. She's 11 weeks now.
Ah,
Uh I'm adjusting. I'm used to raising boys. I have three boys and she's the only daughter. So I'm adjusting to raising as a daughter amidst other three boys. Three
what ages
sons.
are the
Yeah.
boys?
I have a 13 who is turning 14 actually this month. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old,
Ah, well, I guess
and
the
then
13-year-old can kind of help.
yes, he's the one with the baby now.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, thank you so much, our young man over there, for watching over your sister to let mommy have some time here to speak with me and have some one-on-one woman talk. So, Rose, tell me about yourself. I met you on YouTube, and at the time, I reached out to you because we were doing a series on. This was back in February. We were doing a series of finding love again, finding love a second time after heartbreak, after disappointment, or whatever circumstance. So. I found you online and you were talking openly about, your experience as a single mom and then finding love again. And so that intrigued me. And so I was delighted when you emailed me back to say, oh, hey, yeah, I definitely want to be a part of this. So before we get to that, can you tell me about, who you are? Can you describe yourself?
Uh, hmm, that's quite a difficult question.
Yes, I think everyone I ask that question always says that's the hardest question because, I don't even know how to describe myself very well. So that is a tough question.
Yeah, so Rose Salwa is a girl who or let me say, Rose Salwa is a woman who has been broken in all parts, in all aspects of life, but has been made whole again. And now she's a very, very strong woman, loved by Jesus
Yes.
and living her purpose.
Amen to
That's how I
that.
would
That's
describe.
beautiful.
That's how I would describe
Yes.
myself. Yes.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
but for the grace of God, right? God is
Yes.
is he is able to take our situations, however messy they are, and he's able to
Yes.
put us back together and create a beautiful masterpiece out of pain.
Yes. So yes, that's how I would describe myself. But also beyond that, I am a mother, I am a wife. Um, Let me begin. I am a child of God, born again Christian. I am a wife. I am a mother of three children, of course, as I have said. And then I am a pastor. I am a pastor by
Ah,
calling, training, and practice. And I am a content creator. Yes, I am a content creator. Yeah. So that's what I do. That's me basically.
yeah, so you're a very busy woman then. You have multiple roles that you play.
Yes, yes, yes. By the grace of God, I try.
So
And I
time
think I think that
management.
is the role. I think that's women. I think women have do more than five things at once.
Yes, we have to
Yeah.
multitask.
Yes, we multitask. Yeah. And God wired us that way. That's what I think. I don't know. I can't say I have anything special. or anything that is outstanding. I think it's just us women. We would be cooking and looking after the baby at the same time watching at this interview or doing something else. Yeah.
Yes, yes, for sure. So, time management must be very important to you then, because you have a lot of different roles that you're playing. So, how are you able to something that you're constantly trying to do, trying to figure out how to manage your time, or do you think you've kind of mastered that?
Um, it's quite hectic. Let me say that it's quite tiring, but I enjoy it. I don't have a systematic way of doing it. I just let life happen. But my day begins at 5. My day begins at 6 a.m. East African time, and ends at 11 p.m.
Hmm.
So I sleep between 5 and 6 hours. The other day I'm
Okay.
awake because I have to take care of the children. I have work. I have content to create. I have pastoral work to do, planning and so on. I have videos to edit.
Yes, and that takes
Yes.
time.
Yes. So what I do is I just wake up and just continue with the routine. So one of the things that I just let it to flow and happen naturally is the content creating part. So I don't have a program where I sit and write down like this is what I want to do, because I will forget. I'm quite outgoing. So if I don't do it now, I would never do it. So that's why I was, when you're trying to ask me when we can meet, I was telling you, plan and get me, I will come. I am
Yes,
not,
you said exactly. That's what you said. You said plan. You tell me when you want me
I
to
will
be there,
come.
and I will.
I will come. Yes. I am not quite a planner per se. So some things like content creation, I do when I get an idea or the Holy Spirit puts something in my heart. I act on it immediately. I do it immediately. And then after that, then when I get some free time, probably when the kids are asleep, like now, I've been on maternity leave. So when the baby is asleep, I get that time now to edit the video and do other house chores that I need to do. So that's what I do. But if I think what disorients me is maybe probably if I wake up late. If I wake up
Ah,
late, then I will have many things undone. I will have a very lazy day. But of course, as a mother, there are times when I wake up and I want to be lazy.
yes, and you're entitled to those days.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your upbringing, because you mentioned that you're a woman who has been broken down and God built you back up. So take us back to your childhood. What was your upbringing like?
Wow. I grew up, let me say, I grew up like, I don't want to say I grew up like any other child. I was tempted to say I grew up like any other child, but I'm a firstborn in a family of 10, 12. Let's say father, mother, and then 10 children. And I am the
Wow.
firstborn. So I got to grow up quite early, um, because I think by 5 years I was already taking up responsibilities of taking care of my siblings. But growing up, I grew up in I was born in the eastern. I am a Kenyan, so I grew up in the eastern part of Kenya. I was born in the eastern part of Kenya, but then I have been raised in the in the capital city of Kenya, that is Nairobi. Nairobi, Kenya, in the biggest slum in Kenya called Kibera.
Kibera.
Um,
I
Kibera,
know
that was the,
Kibera.
you know Kibera, yes. So
Yes, yes.
I grew up in Kibera, but of course there's Kibera for the rich and Kibera for the poor. So I grew up in the Kibera for the poor. That's where I grew up. I grew up in a Muslim home. My mom was a Christian, and then she got married to a Muslim, and then she converted to Islam. So that is the kind of setup I grew up in. Going to school was not a basic need in that time. So I cannot remember myself consistently in primary school, like class 1 all the way to class 8. I can only remember myself in class 6, 7, and 8. But before then, I was in and out of school. So I would go to school because of age. Anytime the missionaries or well wishers start a new school in Kibera, the slum, they would go recruiting children, and I would be part of the team that is being recruited, then would join that school at that particular time. And then probably when they start now paying, when a school is new, uh, people want students, so they might not be charging. So I would just join the school, but when they start charging, I would get out of school. So I grew up in absolute poverty. Yeah. My dad was in and off in my life, but the person that was constantly in my life was my mom, who is my role model in terms of strength. My mom is a very, very strong woman, because throughout um our lives as 10 of us, she stood and raised us. I watched her go through different episodes of life as a woman. Um, but yeah, that is the kind of environment I grew up in until when I finished high school. So I got a baby. Fast forward, I got a baby. After getting a baby, now I had to, you see, my mom has other children. So she cannot be taking care of me and my siblings and also my baby. So
Yeah.
I had to step out and now begin to look for something to do. So I went to work as a house girl.
Sorry, how old were
Uh,
you at this time?
I got a baby at 19. I got
Okay.
pregnant when I was in Form 4, yes. So I got my
Okay.
baby, my son, at 19 years. And then at 20, I began to work a house girl. Now, between 19 and 20, there's a period of like 9 months there, 9-11 or something there, where my life was just into was a mess, because I was struggling with pregnancy. I am pregnant, this pregnant teenager, stigma. Uh, there's all this poverty that I see around me. There's all this backwardness and lack of opportunities, illiteracy that I see around me. I have had a dream of being the light in my family, and now being pregnant, I felt like that has been cut short, and i
Mm.
am I am not able to achieve or do anything. So that's what I felt. So what did I do? I got into drugs. So I took drugs quite um, during pregnancy and post pregnancy. um, so my life was just a mess. And then in 2008, after in 2008, I met a televangelist, a pastor preaching on a television, and I was half drunk. Um, and I agreed to accept this Jesus that they are talking about, owing to the fact that I grew up in a Muslim home, and I felt like my family had failed me. I felt unprotected. I felt like I needed something new. So for me, I chose the path of Christ. And now that's when my life turned around. After that, I had to leave home, because now you see, now these are two different conflicting faiths. So I had to move away from home, and then I began working as a house girl. So I worked as a house girl for a period of like 2 years, and then I went to Bible school. Basically, going to Bible school was going to ask God questions. And the question was, if you are a good God, a loving God, why do you allow some bad things to happen to good people? Because, in my opinion, I was a good girl. I was a good person, just trying to live life like any other person. Why did he allow some things to happen to me? Like, for example, why did he allow me to go through sexual abuse? And
Mm.
then out of that sexual abuse, now Why did you allow me to conceive? I was not in need of a child. Why did you allow that? So that's the reason I went to Bible school, and by the grace of God, I got somebody paid my school fees to the university. So
Okay,
that is
so
me.
yeah, so the child that you had was a result of you being sexually violated.
Yes.
Whew, that's tough. That's
Yeah,
tough.
I remember that the perpetrator, let me call them that way. They told me, Rosie, I want to make a covenant with you that no one can erase. And there, boom, he hit me. I'm not sure whether you can see. I have a mark on my face. He hit me a
Okay, come a
blow
little
here.
closer again.
How do I come this way?
There, yeah. Okay, yeah, by the bridge of your nose there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
So he hit me and followed me there, and he did his thing. He made a covenant with me that he claimed that no one else can erase. So that was it. But unfortunately, it is in the environment that I grew up in. It wasn't it is normal. It's not big deal uh for you to for such a thing to happen. It was considered,
Hmm.
I don't know whether it was considered normal or something, because nothing happened. If anything, I was blamed for it. Or
Blamed
you
by who? By society or the
uh
community?
from home.
Hmm.
From my home, society, community. The community doesn't know, of course, but my very close people, the people that I expected would defend me or even go to police station or do such something about it. It was, you have kept this guy so close to you for a long time, and he's justified to do it. You see, you have not been covering your head. That all the
Hmm.
reasons that the woman is always on the wrong. That's what I think. And for me, and the perpetrator came from a well-up family, a family that, let me say, they have the money. And so, of course, poverty has no dignity. So I had to go through that season all by myself. So the last time I ever met that person was when the baby was born, and the baby was around 2 months. And he told me, my mission in your life was to destroy you, and I have accomplished.
Wow.
Yeah.